Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing the This or That book tag, and it's created by Audra Books Box. I will put her link below, but you're not going to really find anything from her channel because she took off all her videos and she seems to not be involved in the community anymore. Audio books are books in hand. Definitely books in hand. I can't focus when I'm listening to the book, mainly because when I'm listening to it, I easily can tune it out with my own thoughts or just with something completely else, and I just find that it doesn't hold my attention because of that. And also I just really have issues with the voices and stuff like that. I've never been able to find anybody who was good enough for my ears to keep my attention. It's just I'm just one of those people that can't keep their attention to one thing unless I'm having the book right in front of me and I can see the words and I can really focus on it. Softcover or hardback? Softcover for sure. There's two reasons why. The first one, which is the least important reason for me, is that it's easier to read from it. It's not as hard to read from, like the spine and all that. The second reason, which is the major reason for why I choose softback over hardback, and I would choose it in e-day over hardback because of this, and that's because softback always tend to be cheaper than the hardcover.
And that really pisses me off because $30 for a hardcover and then you have to wait over half a year just for the softcover to come out is really not fair.
But, it's worth it because I like reading from softcovers. They're cheaper, so it's worth waiting for. Fiction or nonfiction? I lean more towards fiction, but I have been reading more nonfiction of late, and I really do want to start reading more nonfiction because I feel that there's something that can be offered from it. So it interests me, but I do have a love for fiction, and that will never stop. Harry Potter or Twilight? Harry Potter 100%. There's
no way I will ever read Twilight. I'm sorry to anybody who likes it, but I can't stand it. I watched the film and I've heard enough of it to know the basics, and anybody who is okay with some guy stalking a girl in that fashion is just out of their mind, in my opinion. I don't understand that.
Kindle, iPad, or other? I own a Nook. I'm not a real huge fan of it, but because I can't really afford to buy another one, which would be a Kindle for me, it's just going to be a Nook, and I really don't care either way because I tend to focus more on physical books, and if I'm getting a book on my Nook, it's usually free or really, really super cheap. Borrow or buy? It used to be that I would buy more than borrow, but because I'm trying to be more strict with my spending and basically I can't spend anything because of certain issues going on in my life, so it's borrow. Bookstore or online? I'm gonna have to choose both because I go online when I'm looking for really, really cheap books and I'm looking for a deal because I can't really afford it. But if I'm in a mood and I really want to go to the store and I have enough cash to do that, I will go to the physical bookstore. And if I do, I will usually go to the used bookstore first, unless I'm looking for a specific book and I can't find it there, then I will go to the Barnes & Noble. Standalone or series? I don't mind series, but I am more fan of standalones
because I feel that authors have this need to drag out the series or they just don't know where to stop. And I'm going to say it, Cassandra Clare doesn't know how to stop. I feel that it's just too much, and I don't know if I really want to read it because it's so humongous of a series. And if she just kept it with whatever original series it was, I would be fine with that. And I don't mind series, but when they split it off to so many parts and it's just like, whoa, okay, there's a time when you need to stop. You can write whatever you want, but I feel that there is a time when you need to stop and it goes a bit overboard. And it's just a little bit overwhelming when people... It's just a little bit overwhelming when an author goes to that length to create stories from that world over and over and over again. It's just like, I really wish, they would stop. And then, standalones, you read that story and it's fine. There are times, I guess, that people probably wish that there was more interest. I've never found a book that was like that for me. I've always been pretty satisfied when the story ends. And more than not, my experience is when I read a book and find out it's a series and I'm just like, why the hell would you do that? It's just fine the way it was. And like with the Legend series, she can have fit all three of those books into one. And that really pissed me off because I was just like, that skinny book didn't hold enough meat to it. There was just not enough. And I'm just like, how? Why? What the fuck? Okay? Just give us the whole story in one because there was really no need to stretch it out.
Monster read are short and sweet. If you see my books here, there is a range from thin to fat and into the middle. And I don't give a crap whether it's small or big. I'll read it if it sounds interesting. So it's whoop-de-doo. Romance or action? I guess I would have to say action.
Because I do feel that, especially in YA, that they always feel the need to put romance in the action books, and I hate that because a lot of times if they just left the romance out, it would be a superb book, but they focus too much on the romance. Aka, The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer, which really destroyed that book, and I hate it, and I just can't get enough of how much I hate that book, because it's everything that I hate about YA, and what I wish would change. And if they would just stop with the romance at every single book, I'd be happy.
Curl up in your Snuggie or bathe in the sunlight? I don't own a Snuggie, and I really can't read outside that much, mainly because I get distracted if I'm outside, and because I don't wear Snuggies or anything. I usually read my books on the bed and in a blanket if it's cold. Hot chocolate or latte? If it's winter, definitely hot chocolate. If it's summer, or just I'm not in really a mood for anything else, it's water. Read the review or decide on your own? I do read reviews once in a while, but I will always decide on my own. I don't get this question because even if you read a review, you're in the end, when you read the book, you're gonna have your own opinion no matter what. That was it. That was the take, and if you haven't done it, do it. I will probably maybe take somebody and I'll put them down in the down bar, so go and see if you're tagged. Thank you guys so much for watching. It means a lot, and I will see you in the next one.